Hey there, so you're looking for a dog trainer here in Sevierville? Well, you've come to the right place. We're going to walk through everything you need to know step by step to find that perfect match for you and your dog. The goal is for you to feel really confident about your decision.
Life with a dog here in Sevierville is, well, it's unique, right? One minute you're trying to navigate the crowds on the parkway, and the next, you're hoping for a peaceful walk on a mountain trail. Having a well-trained dog just makes all of that so much easier and, frankly, a lot more fun.
All right, here's our game plan. We'll talk about training goals for our town, look at different methods and programs, cover credentials and what this all costs, go over some local rules, and finish up with the key questions you'll want to ask a potential trainer.
Okay, Section 1, Training for Sevierville Life. It's all about setting goals that make sense for your dog in this specific, kind of crazy environment we live in. Yeah, this goes way beyond just sit and stay. We're talking about the real-world stuff, like can your dog walk calmly past all the people at the island? Can they chill on a dog-friendly patio without causing a scene? What about keeping their focus in a packed parking lot? Or being a good, safe buddy on a trail? These are the skills that really change your day-to-day life.
Okay, so we've got our goals. Now, how do we get there? Let's get into the different training methods and formats you'll run into.
You're going to hear this term a lot, positive reinforcement. And for good reason. It's at the heart of pretty much all modern effective training. The idea is simple. You reward the behaviors you want to see more of. When your dog does something right and gets a treat or praise, they're much more likely to do it again. But it's not just about tossing them cookies. It's about building a real bond of trust, and that's what makes the training stick.
So you've really got two main camps here. On one side, you have humane, reward-based training. This builds a confident dog who wants to work with you. It's a partnership. On the other side, you've got methods that rely on fear, pain, or making the dog feel intimidated. That stuff can create a ton of anxiety and even make a dog reactive. For a happy, stable family dog, the humane methods are absolutely the way to go.
So what's the best setup for you? Well, the two most common options are group classes and private lessons. Group classes, they're awesome for socialization and for practicing focus when there are other dogs and people around. But if you have a really specific problem at home, like say your dog goes nuts when the doorbell rings, a private lesson can give you that targeted, one-on-one attention you need.
And it doesn't stop there. You might also see in-home coaching, which is great because you're tackling problems right where they happen. There's also day training, where a trainer works with your dog during the day and then shows you what they've learned. And then you have board and train, which is a really immersive option for bigger training goals or specific situations.
All right, let's talk about the practical stuff, credentials and cost. How do you spot a real pro, and what can you expect to spend?
This is really important to know. Tennessee does not license dog trainers. That means literally anyone can call themselves a trainer. This is why certifications are so crucial. They're proof that a person has actually studied, passed exams, and is committed to keeping their skills up to date. So definitely keep an eye out for these letters after a trainer's name.
So, the big question, what's this going to cost? For a single private lesson around Sevierville, you're probably looking at a range of about $100 to $180 for a session. Now, that can change based on the trainer's experience and exactly what you need help with, but it's a good ballpark to start with.
And to give you a bigger picture, here's a breakdown for different services. A puppy class that runs for a few weeks might be in that $140 to $260 range. We already talked about private lessons. An in-home package with several visits could be anywhere from $400 to $850. And yeah, a board and train, that's a much bigger investment, often running into the thousands. Hopefully this helps you figure out what to budget for.
Okay, let's move on to local rules and resources. Knowing this stuff helps you stay safe, legal, and just enjoy our town more.
All right, rule number 1, the big one, the leash law. Here in Sevierville, your dog has to be on a leash, and it can't be longer than 6 feet whenever you're in a public area. The only exception is if you're inside a marked off-leash dog park. A few other rules to keep in your back pocket: a current rabies vaccination isn't just a good idea, it's required by state law. Also, excessive barking can actually become a public nuisance issue, so that's something to manage. And just to say it one more time, since there's no state license for trainers, those certifications are your absolute best bet for finding someone qualified.
So once you start training, where can you go to practice? Well, the Sevierville Dog Park is perfect for that safe off-leash playtime. If you need to work on leash manners, Patriot Park is fantastic. It's got real-world distractions with people and other dogs. And when you're ready to level up, heading out to the Gallenberg or Akanalufti River trails is a great way to work on focus with all the new smells and sights.
All right, we're on the home stretch. You've done the research. You've got a short list of trainers. Now it's time to actually talk to them. So let's cover the exact questions you should ask to make that final call.
So you're ready to make the call. What do you even ask? Let's get you prepared.
Here's your checklist. First, ask about their methods and their credentials, straight up. Then, ask them how they'll tailor the training specifically for life here in Sevierville. You'll also want to get clear on how they measure progress. Make sure you understand all the costs and any policies they have. And a great last question is, what will I need to practice with my dog between our sessions?
And hey, one last little piece of advice, especially if you have a new dog. It's called the 3-3-3 rule, and it's just a great way to manage expectations. The idea is it takes about 3 days for a dog to decompress, 3 weeks to start learning your routine, and a full 3 months to really start to feel at home. It's all about patience, and a good trainer will totally get that.
You know, finding the right trainer, that's the first step. It's what gets you to those calmer walks down the parkway, to those happy visits on a restaurant patio, and to just having a confident, happy dog you can take with you all around town. I really hope this helps you find that perfect training partner.